Hi, I'm Scott from Solace Financial, and this is a market update for my clients, friends and family. None of the information in this video is personal advice. Please give me a call before doing anything. Well, over the last 6 months, the market is up massively again. And you'll see here that we're at a new record high. And if you haven't checked your superannuation or investment balance for a while, this is a great time to do it because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised about how well you're doing. The next little chart here is what we call a heat map, which is just showing the different sectors in the market and how they're doing short and long term. And you'll see here, and what we talked about a couple of months ago was a sector rotation in the market, which you can see here where we are seeing a fall in IT at the moment, but long term it's looking good, or the last 12 months it's looking good. And you'll see value stocks, which we talked about a couple of months ago, are continuing to do really well, but still down for the full year. This week I wanted to talk about quite a difficult topic and something very strange which is going on in the finance world, which is called NFTs. NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens. Now, to explain what this is, we kind of need to explain each of those different words. So, fungible, you could kind of use a replacement word like replacement or replaceable. So if you're talking about non-replaceable. Tokens, we really need to start to talk about what the blockchain is. And the blockchain is a lot like the banking system, where if you buy something on debit card, you'll see on your transaction statement the purchase of a good or service and less money in your bank account. And on the other side of the equation, who you purchase it off will also see that transaction, okay? And the blockchain does the same role as a bank's, but does this in a public sector, in a public forum where everyone can see the transactions and it's verified by thousands of computers all at the same time. So what's been happening in the finance world are things like the first tweet ever made recently sold for $2.9 million. This piece of artwork that was generated by a computer sold for $69 million, and this is US dollars. And this cat gift recently sold for $630,000, which is just really crazy. Especially since you could go online and have a look at these things for free anyway. So what an NFT is it will show that you own the original version of this tweet or this cat gift or this photo generated by a computer. You can look up the blockchain ledger and show that you are the original owner of this asset. And it therefore then becomes a tradable asset. You could sell it to somebody, just like a cup of coffee. But it doesn't mean that anyone needs to pay you a right to look at it or see it. I mean, there's lots and lots of copies and versions of it on the internet at the moment. And to explain it, and to explain why, it's a little bit like artwork. People have been paying a lot of money for artwork for thousands of years. And at the moment, I mean, you can get a copy of the Mona Lisa, and it pretty well an exact copy of the Mona Lisa for not a lot of money. But the original is worth billions of dollars. And that doesn't make too much sense unless everyone agrees that that's what it's worth and that the original is worth so much more than a copy or a replacement. And the value of it is just what people put on it, how much they're willing to pay for it. So maybe with some of these NFTs, you could see people with an LCD screen on their wall at home with the original tweet on it, showing that they own the original tweet that has ever been made. And they could show their friends or put it up in a gallery maybe in the future to say that this was the original tweet ever made. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a fad or if these are great investments or not. It's certainly not something that we look at or invest in, but it certainly is very expensive for some of these things, these NFTs, and it could be because of how high Bitcoin is, because you're buying these assets or things with Bitcoin. So if you had heaps of Bitcoin to start with, this is something that you could invest your money into. Anyway, it's a difficult subject. If you want to know more about NFTs, please give me a call, but it's not something that I'm going to recommend. Don't recommend you buy these, please. But give me a call if you'd like to know more. That's it for this week. Thank you very much for your time.